Hello everybody, this is JP3 here coming at you with another 100% casual run through Halo Reach's Legendary difficulty. We're on playable mission number 4, Tip of the Spear, TOTS for short, if you like to make things shorter than they are. Believe it or not, the strats start right away that I want to show off here. You can wreck that Banshee or not, totally up to you, but the main point is to stay right here. You're looking at the strat to start this level right now. A lot of people go to the left, hide out behind the rocks. Some people go to the right, try to run past all this stuff. I found that the best option is to stay pretty close to where I'm at right here, not moving much more than I am right now. And just picking everybody off from afar. Believe it or not, the enemies won't rush you. I did take out the Elite Ultra quite a bit quicker than I'm normally used to. Sometimes he'll just kind of stand there and watch you. I guess it was Bungie's way of kind of making the player not feel completely and utterly ambushed as soon as the level starts. But what's so cool about it is that you can take advantage of it, and instead of having to run across those rocks to the left or take your chances to the right with the fuel rod turrets, you can sit back here and pick off a lot of the enemies before you start making moves. And this is very important. The fuel rod turrets are massively overpowered in Reach. In fact, I think this is the only level or the only game with fuel rod turrets. They track, they have the splash damage of frickin' Wraith mortars, and they're faster than they look. So, because of all those things, I go right here, let the rod track into the rock there, and then come over here and stop here to where I'm out of the line of most of the fuel rod, or at least one of the fuel rod turrets, the one that's closest. The furthest one there looked like it was unoccupied for some reason. Once I get over here, whatever enemies are left, including those that can shoot through the texture there, that I can't see through, that little bush there, I start using the grenade launcher to take care of bad guys. What's cool is that if you do shoot a grenade, or throw a grenade over at these turrets, the grunt, especially when you're this close up, will get out of it, and that's usually pretty good for you because of how powerful those turrets are. So take whatever DMR you have remaining. I don't believe there's any ammo drops for it over here, or any troops that can drop it. Take your grenade launcher. I'm going to show you some more effective ways to use it going forward. But if you're really not comfortable with it, don't really like it, then pick up your weapon of choice. And if you're patient enough, wait for Kat and let's get this show on the road. You know, wait for her to get in so we can get the show road. I stop right here and I take out these skirmishers. The reason why I do that is because they're needle rifles. They fire them very fast, and they have kind of an inordinate level of power in terms of picking away at your shields when you're in the Warthog. Even if they're just hitting the tailpipe or the bumper or the tire, it's really kind of frustrating. But the good news is that you can take him out fairly fast. Don't have to worry about being headshot or anything like that. Don't have to worry about your gunner being headshot, and go ahead and pick up their needle rifle ammo. So I usually use this hill for cover, and then I focus all of my efforts, well, as much as I can focus it, because I'm relying on the AI to fire properly here, but I focus my efforts on taking out this group first. This battle, or this arena, all throughout here, I kind of do in a stepwise fashion. There is a Revenant over that hill. You may be able to see it kind of to the left. He usually doesn't crest that hill and come and attack us as long as we stay over here. So I'm going to keep him over there and deal with him later. Right now I'm trying to take care of as many enemies as possible that's up there by the AA gun. Notice the Revenant over there is focusing on us but not really providing a problem, but don't worry. With my ears as I'm playing this game, and you should do the same, listen out for its mortar and for also I guess its boost. It makes a sound that's distinct to it. So once I come around here, we do get fortunate, and the Revenant seems to be stuck kind of sort of over there. Our rocket guy takes out the elite that's inside the Revenant, but not the Revenant itself. If you actually like using it, then I guess you can certainly try. I think its mortar's a little too weak, and it's not nimble enough. But if you like it, then it can sometimes be there for you. Sorry for the poor driving there. I kind of hit a little bit of a hill, a little bit of a nick in the hill there. Unexpected geometry, but we're good. We're coming over here because I'd like to get rid of this ghost before I come over here for a second time whenever I'm having to deal with the Wraith and a Phantom and some skirmishers that are in the back. So best to get rid of it early, and we get rid of it really fast there. I think it was just one salvo of rockets that took care of it. So nice job, Marine and stuff. So come right around here. I like to go this way to approach the battle near the AA gun. One thing you need to be aware of, though, this cliff is deceptively steep. It runs out really fast, so unless you're really comfortable over here, don't get too crazy with your driving. One more thing, I don't know if you saw that in the background, but there is a Wraith that comes from the skybox. You can see them right there just a second ago. They will actually land in this field of play and can destroy you. So they're... The mortars tend to land over there where you saw them, though. They're not way over here, so don't worry about it too much. But if you're over in that area, be careful and watchful and vigilant and such. So this is where the grenade launcher will come into play again. I am using its regular grenade function to take care of grunts and especially jackals. The grunts I'm focusing on with the needle rifle. The elite general with the overpowered concussion rifle, however, I'm going to be using the EMP function of the grenade launcher. If you hold down the trigger after firing it and then let it go as soon as you think the grenade is close to the enemy, it will do an EMP blast that takes out the shields of enemies. Of course, particularly elites. In this case, I think it took 2 and maybe some damage done by Cat, and we were able to de-shield the general and take care of him pretty fast. Two overcharges will get the job done here. You can punch it to death if you like, but I usually go that route. Pick up my grenade launcher and my nice and juicy needle rifle that has a lot of ammunition in it. If you're really worried about its ammo, you can go over there to that box and pick up more where we got it beforehand. However, I don't think you really need it. So this area here can kind of be a little perilous, believe it or not. The Grafton, the UNSC Grafton, the frigate, is right above us. I forgot to show it here. I do usually like to show it because it's kind of a cool set piece. But yeah, I came back around to pick up Cat. I really don't need to, but I am anyway. But the frigate Grafton is above us. It can shoot down. I don't know if it can hurt you or not, but I do know it's trying to shoot a Phantom out of the sky that shows up. I believe the Phantom can fire upon you, so be careful orienting yourself towards the next part of this here. Just that transition usually isn't perilous, but I guess it can be in a pinch. We catch this Wraith turned around, which is really nice. I usually like to try to find just the right place to where the Wraith won't fire upon you. If I don't find it, then I like to be far enough back that I can juke fast, because all it takes is one mortar to kill you, of course. But we've kind of got this Wraith in a bad spot. It's not 100% that you're going to be able to do that easily, but I think I've got like a comfort level for it. So you can kind of measure where the distance was between me and the Wraith to get an idea and try that out for yourself if you want. So there's 3 more skirmishers over here. I'm doing the same thing with them now, and I'm going to do the same thing in a little bit with some more skirmishers that I did before with the first batch. Again, they shouldn't be a danger to you, and probably on every other difficulty they're really not when you're in the Warthog, but here they all fire really fast, really accurately, and they can be hitting the sides, the roof, whoever, whatever, and it's going to chip away your shields really fast when you're in the Warthog, so I like to just get rid of them. And again, like I said before, they can headshot your rocket guy there, and that's not cool. So we get fortunate there. That usually doesn't happen. Usually they dodge the rockets fairly easily, and that's why I get out. But here, he helps out, then I mop up one of them, and there's another one, but I'm not really concerned about one skirmisher, especially since we're going to be past this part really fast. I think our rocket guy takes care of him. Really nice. Tally-ho! So when you come into this area, you want to stay back here, and you need to take care of that turret that you can see firing there. You don't want to get too close to the edge of that ravine there, and if you do, the problem that can occur is that the Marine or Cat, usually the Marine because he's been on the rocket, and now you're replacing him, he can get in the Warthog. And it is highly likely that if he gets in the Warthog, he will drive you off the cliff. It's real smart. It's awesome. It's great. It's a wonderful way to have a run-in. So that pause represents the fact that I'm using the Xbox One DVR. It only records for 10 minutes at a time. This is a single segment run of this level, but it is broken up into parts. Hopefully the editing keeps that to be in relatively low profile as you watch. So notice how I use the rocket launcher really effectively against these groups of grunts and jackals that are manning this bridge. And I heard some of the chatter back there suggest that maybe, just maybe, there was someone else alive. So I spent a little extra time there blowing up that energy box to see if anyone would come out or any red dots would materialize on my minimap, but none did. Above you, hold on. So right now I'm pretty much done with the grenade launcher. Unfortunately, the developers did not give us hardly any ammo drops for it, and the ones that do exist are kind of out of the way and really a problem to try to get to, so we're gonna have to let it go despite its utility thus far. So moving forth, I just grabbed the plasma rifle because it can be pretty effective against infantry. I usually use a plasma grenade right there because the grenade, when I usually throw it, for whatever reason, a frag grenade tends to roll off. I set off the tank there to explode. You hope that it gets multiple kills for some reason here, probably because we're on Legendary. It only gets one, but that's okay. Clearly that Jackal was pretty weak. We get cheated here, but no big deal. I mean, seriously. Cat's right there. He didn't fire that at Cat. Whatever. Okay, sure. So anyway, and we come around the corner, it tracks right to us. Anyway, alright, so... but we're good though, we're fine, no harm done. So I'm using the hologram here just to see if the enemies will throw their grenades or will fire upon it, or to kind of get a sense of where they're at, or to get them distracted. I don't use it for long. It has much more utility in another level, but I use it here just mostly for the fun of it. But notice how here I can find out what enemy's there. If I hear a plasma rifle, then I know the elite's camping right there. Sometimes he does get close and up close and personal, but sometimes he'll wait back. We'll run into him later. I usually like to take care of these jackals because they can annoy the crap out of you as you're coming through here. But also, we're going to face off against an elite zealot in a little bit in this area, and I'd rather not be dodging their stupid needles the whole time while I'm trying to kill it. So go ahead and take care of them, get them out of the way. Fill up our needle rifle ammunition there, and now we're going to face off against an elite and another jackal. I think there's another grunt that might be involved in the problems here. We get plasma pistoled yet again, even though Cat is standing right there. I'm not really mad at her at that point. I'm more upset that she's not a good enough decoy, since she's literally standing, and now she's in my way. Now it's a problem. This part does represent a little bit of a slowdown and a little bit of a frustration point, because yet again we've got another problem with the AI behaving badly, or in the case of the enemy AI, not focusing at all on the friendly AI, which makes this really unrealistic feeling. It just feels again like I'm playing a computer game that's out to kill me because it knows that I'm the main, I'm the player. And this piece of crap won't get headshot, but oh well. So now we're back to a less frustration, more fun here. Alright, so as you can see, there's a health pack there. There's another health pack once you get past the zealot, before you have to go down into the bottom of that little crater there that's kind of straight in front of us now. So we're good for health here. You can take a few risks. So here I like to trigger the elite zealot, and then he'll fire the concussion rifle at us from down from that landing part. So I back up here, he focuses on Cat like he's supposed to do. We pull out our headshot weapon after we de-shield him with the turret from back here. Bing bang boom, he's done without much ado. I bring this with me, but I think in the end I just decide to keep it safe and headshot these grunts because they like to overcharge and throw grenades. And so it's best to get rid of them from distance if you can. Ooh, and there's another health pack right there, as you notice. Let me get rid of this hologram because I keep trying to run, and I just produce another copy of myself instead. Again, probably a little bit easier just to headshot them, but I'm having a little fun here. Trying to have a little more variety with my weapons. As you notice, yet another health pack there, so you can be risky in this area if you like. Just, you know, be careful, because obviously you can... If you die, it doesn't really matter if you get a chance to get the health back or not. Oh, you bastard. Well, that's one thing that I forgot about Reach until I played it right after playing some other Halo games, is, man, it takes a while, especially on Legendary, for your shield to recharge. Like, the recharge delay is really strong in this game compared to some of the other Halo games. I don't know the exact stats, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but it feels like it takes a long... That delay is... I'm not sure the rate's much different, the recharge rate. It's that delay. So, close quarters with grunts, we use the plasma rifle for fun. Now we're going to grab a full plasma pistol. We're going to take our headshot weapon and take these grunts out before they can occupy those ghosts and make this whole thing last longer here. Get our Revenant. I really don't need to do this, but I guess I'm trying to just kind of keep it cool here and do things normal. I wait for Cat. Actually, Cat does help us out in about a minute or so with this group. So the Revenant mortar, at least when you're firing it, really sucks. We splat those grunts using a method I talked about in Winter Contingency, where we do a little bit of a wiggle of our stick, giving the AI the sense that, well, a sense that it doesn't know where the heck we're going to turn. And so... but it doesn't work so well with elites, because elites just dodge by default anyway. So, sometimes you can run him over, sometimes you can't. He has no shield. But Cat finally takes him down with her assault rifle. Thank goodness. So, I make a little mistake here, but it's completely inconsequential. There are 3 Jackals with shields. They're mostly on Legendary, almost always 3 majors that are down there. We don't see them here because I don't even look for them at all. I usually like to take them out before I do this. There's the datapad, the Legendary datapad. Now I remembered, and they're nowhere to be found. They're actually back here now. This is, I'm just kind of clearing a path here because I do want to go through here pretty fast and without being impeded or threatened in any way. And you'll see in a minute. The trick I have for this area is not really even that big of a trick or that new of a strat. But I'll still display it anyway. So this is how I like to take out this AA gun. I firmly believe the developers placed this here for a reason. So I like to use it as soon as it's down because those bullets tear through that really fast, so it'll be down fast. As soon as that's down, I make sure to pull out my plasma pistol. Very important. I don't have to make sure Cat's in. I'm done with her getting out of the freaking car and taking forever to get back in. I'm immediately going to put pressure on this Wraith, send a mortar right into the grunt gunner, get right up close to the Wraith, out of its mortar range, but just far enough back so it won't splat me immediately. Get into this turret and take the Wraith just like we did in Oni Sword Base. As soon as he gets out, I get out. I get back in. He's going to peck away at the Wraith, but it's not really going to do much to our shields at all, and it's certainly not going to damage this Wraith before we can get turned around and ready to blow his ass out of the water or atmosphere or whatever. But he runs away like a coward, and I accidentally hit a Marine there that had been dropped off. Too bad, so sad, because they would have died anyway. As you saw there, that elite run over and totally wrecked that Marine. So now we're gonna wait for Cat to get into the gunner's seat. I don't know why this takes so damn long. Just get in the seat. And while I'm watching her to get her in, we get overcharged, but that's okay. I'm keeping this distance for a reason. I'm only concerned at this point about being fuel rotted by the hunters. Everyone else really can't hurt you. The only thing that could really be scary is if someone got close enough to throw a grenade, or if an elite tried to board. Otherwise, the only scary thing is the hunters, and of course they're much scarier if you're having to deal with jackals that can overcharge you and pause you. So I'm keeping it just that perfect range so I can don't have to be massively skilled and accurate with the mortar to hit them from deep, but far enough away that the hunters won't try to shoot at you all that much at all. So my mortaring skills here are, again, kind of fair to middling. To my, as an excuse perhaps, I mean, I am playing on Legendary, And what that means essentially is that the enemies are going to be ultra dodgy. I really don't need the Wraith to take out anybody except for that Hunter over there. But I do decide to go ahead and try to mortar this group here, and we get a nice little triple kill. We catch that elite off guard. He'd seem to be stubbornly stuck somewhere into that, near that rock. So now it's time to focus on why we got the Wraith. This is the whole reason the Wraith is important, is it just makes this a lot easier, makes it a lot faster. You can get the plasma launcher where I got the full plasma pistol. There's another plasma launcher behind us along with a bubble shield. You can use those two to try your best to take out what's over here, but it's really hard to take out everything over here with those two weapons, especially if the Wraith that's over here, that's normally over here, would have been still operating, which it can be. Sometimes, though, it, like you saw now, and it's fairly common, sometimes that Wraith will have already been destroyed by the Falcon that comes through here and drops off the Marines. So this is an on-the-rails section. Some people don't like this. I actually think it's fine within the context of this level. There's only, the only time I get worried is if, you know, things are out of your control while you're on rails. And I would say for the most part, things are in your control here. So you want to start right at this end of the bridge. There are enemies that come to the left, but that's for the other gunner in a co-op. Otherwise, they're no danger to you. You have to focus on what I'm going to call these light turrets. They're bright. They've got kind of a white, bright light around them. They shoot white, bright anti-air rods or bolts or mortars or whatever you want to call that. Then you want to focus on the Wraith. Then you want to focus on the light turret again. Then you want to focus on any enemies you can before this light turret comes into sight. Once it does, immediately take it out. It is the only major threat other than a Wraith getting off a luck shot. Sometimes the infantry will fire at you and really make things hard, but it's rare that they're going to be your biggest problem. Certainly, it'd be rare if they were anywhere remotely the threat that the quote-unquote light turrets are. So focus on them, and I don't know, get your spamming finger ready to go. Excuse me. When you have red reticle, the grenades will track to the target. Even infantry, I'm almost positive. Certainly armor. Alright, so as soon as you come out of that cutscene, you want to grab a health, grab a jetpack, unless you really prefer the sprint. Don't know why you would, unless you were speedrunning this, but you want to start on these skirmishers. They have Nita rifles, and two will have focus rifles. One of the ones with the focus rifle did get away there, but that's fine. We took out the three that are going to put pressure on this position. Unfortunately, the developers decided to kind of underfill us with the DMR and overfill us massively with the AR. That wouldn't be such a big problem if the AR wasn't for shit. And so instead of giving us you know, a better AR with more bullets, they give us a useless weapon with more bullets. I will use it a little bit here and there, but my main goal at this juncture is to conserve DMR ammo just in case, but I'm going to try to get a needle rifle. You want to pick up a needle rifle if you want a headshot weapon, which I would advise that you do. And the reason why you want to pick up a needle rifle is because there is a needle rifle case later on that is glitched. You can't get the needle rifles out of it, but you can take ammo from it if you touch it while you're holding a needle rifle. So again, slow go here. We're just bursting these grunts, trying to get rid of them. George is shooting with us. I do get really frustrated with George in a little bit, which will be patently obvious, so I'll just wait until you see that. But George does help a little bit here. At least I know when he shoots that he's probably shooting towards grunts that I need to kill, because his bullets won't really do much damage against them at all. Certainly not fast enough on Legendary. So go to this side. Do not go to the other side. Go ahead and take care of this side. I'll explain in a little bit. The other side can be massively perilous. And again, I'll get to it in a minute. Come to this side first. Draw the skirmishers, which you usually will. Draw them over here. They will usually try to come to your side. We get the one that we wanted to kill. We wanted to kill the one with the focus rifle because of the range at which he can shoot us, and the focus rifle is pretty deadly on this difficulty level. So one thing that is really, really crazy about Tip of the Spear is it has 3 possible Bob spawn points. 3 possible Bob spawn points. One of them is glitched, so you may never see a Bob on Tip of the Spear. Actually, I think there's more than one in this area, but let's just pretend this area is one potential Bob spawn point. The first one we passed at the very first of the mission, he has a concussion rifle, and if you see him, he's not usually a danger to you. This guy has a fuel rod, and he's the only Bob that will routinely kill you. So I'm looking for him. He can spawn in this area, and he can spawn a little bit further down from here. Okay? I'd love for him to have spawned so I could take him out. That would have been awesome. That would have been 3 levels in a row where we killed Bobs for this project. However, in all reality, he's really more of a problem for you. He's really more of a problem. He spams the fuel rod. He is as dangerous as any enemy in the game, which is very un-Bob-like. So notice again, I'm focusing my attention over there. I don't see him. And I haven't killed him at the first of the mission, so I'm always going to be a little worried that son of a gun can pop out. I'll leave it at that. So this is where ideally you want to take a Banshee. The challenge of taking a Banshee here is that you don't want to take one with this fuel rod turret active. It will immediately start to focus on you, and it fires tracking, accurate, massively deadly rounds with huge splash damage. So you really want to focus on taking it out as soon as possible. We de-shield the elite with the focus rifle, and we headshot him with the needle rifle. The problem here is that you're up against a clock here. The clock essentially being George's dumbass taking out these Banshees. He spends the entirety of this frickin' game not being able to kill anything, but now suddenly he is a macho man against these frickin' Banshees. 1 down, 1 to go. Ideally, and especially on a lower difficulty level where the awareness of the enemies back there isn't quite as strong, I go for the Banshee first and foremost, and then I use it to take out the fuel rod turret. Here I was being safe, and justifiably so, and for some reason, even though I got close enough to take it earlier, I swear to everything that is holy, I was holding down the B button. I couldn't board it. So I come here, I plasma pistol it. For some stupid reason in this game, you can't board when you're that close. And now George has whittled it down to its last nub of armor and health, and of course he kills it. George, I'd give my life if I could give you commands. Stop frickin' saying that. It's not, man, it's funny now, but it wasn't funny at the time. It's very frustrating whenever he says, well, you need me to move, just ask. I'd give my life if I could tell you to move off the damn planet. I wish I could move you off of a cliff. And he's no help to me later on either, so you'll see that. There's really no need to use that right there. I think I had it out because I was expecting that elite to come up that's down there. But your headshot weapon here will work just fine. So there's a gaggle of grunts in there. They're all over the place, all around the base of this spire. I usually don't see them take out or take up into this fuel rod turret when I'm over here. But they can. I know they can. This one looks like he might be trying to. Normally, you would just first order business, blow that up with the Banshee bomb if you had the Banshee. But since I don't, I'm having to just watch it closely. This slowed everything down here, so now that we've got the elite out, I'd give my life if I could tell you to move. He's shooting at me, not you, and you're in my way when I try to shoot at him. So shut the hell up, George. My God. I'd give anything if I could give him a command to go anywhere else but over here by me. I really would. And what am I being shot by? I'm being shot by a grunt that George is not even remotely interested in. And of course the grunt isn't interested in him either. They're both on the same damn team, the AI team. I mean, I don't really know what to say. There's no strategy to this. You're supposed to have the Banshee, and I was supposed to, you're supposed to be able to do that. But I tried this level 3 times, got through it deathless 3 times, and each freaking time George crushed my Banshee. I tried 3 different strategies, and ultimately it's R and freaking G. So I'm, so this is what you get. So essentially, you just wait here and pick off all the enemies, or rush the this giant pylon, or whatever the hell it is, this teleporting enemy canopying hiding thing, whatever it is, and go up in it like I'm going to do now, and start the beginning and the end of this level. So back to actual fun, normal strategy to discuss. So sometimes when you come up here, and a grunt can be right there waiting on you. He usually has his back turned though when that occurs, so just tap him out. But this is normally what you see. So I've got 2 grunt ultras coming out. I just drop a grenade at their feet. Make sure I have a plasma pistol because we have to deal with the sword elite ultra. So the good news about this part is that it's really easy if you know how to do it, and it's really hard. It can wreck an entire run if you don't. Come around to the outside and take out not that guy, that guy. He has a fuel rod and he fires it really fast and really quick. That usually triggers the Elite Ultra. You have a jetpack, and of course you have your wits. So if he really makes a charge for you, immediately get on top of this thing. He can't get you up there. He might try to throw a grenade at you, but he can't sword you up there. That's something else you're going to watch out for when he's charging. He can stop on a dime and throw a grenade, fastball a grenade really fast. So just be careful. Our next priority is the other fuel rod grunt on the other side. He's harder because his gun can see you before you can see him. See there? And he's not looking at you with his eyes. He's looking at you somewhere on his character model. That's why I say his gun can see you. So you want to make sure and be much more ready to dodge with him, because with the other guy you see his face before his gun sees you. Here you see the gun before the face. Anyway, once you kill all the enemies, and you do have to kill all the enemies up there, the button will appear, the indicator, you press it, and you launch into one of the best cutscenes, one of the best end-level cutscenes in the game. We skipped it though. If you want to watch that, and if you want me to post videos with cutscenes in them, please let me know ASAP, and I'd be happy to do some story mode type stuff in the future. As for now, though, this is it, man. This is TOTS, man. Tip of the spear. Legendary tip of the spear. Ran 100% casual. That means no deaths, no skipping anything, no exploits, killing all enemies, or most all enemies, clearing all areas, doing all the objectives. If you like this kind of stuff, please click the like button, the little thumbs up button. If you want more of it, please subscribe. If you want to know when I post something, when it's fresh, hot off the presses, click the little bell, the alert button. But other than all that stuff, man, this is JP3 signing out. Have you a wonderful, wonderful day, and thank you very, 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 very much for watching. Goodbye.